This is just a real quick video to remind you that there are some very sinister, very sick, wealthy people in this world who don't mind letting you know how much power they have over you. Here's just one example, and they don't mind rubbing our faces in it on a global scale. This was put out by the Economist magazine yesterday, March 28th, and it depicts a dog with a surgical mask on, with a leash. This dog is being held on a leash by a man with a surgical mask on. But the curious thing is that the man also has a leash on. And who, pray tell, is at the other end of this leash? It's the hand of God. And then this text comes into view. Everything's under control. Big government, liberty, and the virus. And their caption when they tweeted this out was, "Big government is needed to fight the COVID-19 pandemic. It may not shrink again afterward." Our cover in Britain and America this week. And here's the actual article. You have to pay for it. So I just wanted to go over the first two paragraphs here. It's got the artwork with the hand holding the guy by the leash, the guy holding the dog with the leash. It says, "Everything's under control. The state in the time of COVID-19. Big government is needed to fight the pandemic. What matters is how it shrinks back again afterwards. It doesn't." When you sign a $6.2 trillion stimulus bill that does nothing but throw breadcrumbs to the peasants and empowers the psychopaths, you don't shrink it back. Not for a long, long time. Not without the R word. You know, the American back in 17 I can't even say these words because censorship is so strong. People are literally at the end of their ropes right now. People are sitting there freaking out, wondering how they're going to make it in the next week, in the next month. And they're talking about keeping this thing shut down for about another 3 or 4 weeks. It says, in just a few weeks, a virus a 10,000th of a millimeter in diameter has transformed Western democracies. No, it hasn't. The pandemic hasn't. The plandemic has. States have shut down businesses and sealed people indoors. Yeah, they've exercised tyrannical control over the peasants in the name of keeping them safe because they have a scamdemic going on, a plandemic. We already saw from the Federal Reserve, they planned this economic collapse in the second quarter. States have shut down businesses and sealed people indoors. They have promised trillions of dollars to keep the economy on life support. They've promised debt. Yeah, they say it's trillions of dollars, but it's debt. Not only will you pay off that $1,200, you're going to pay for the rest of your life because the avalanche of transgenerational debt, slavery, inflation, hyperinflation is just starting to roll down the hill. That's all they did was the $6.2 trillion is the snowball that they just threw off the cliff. It's gathering speed, it's gathering size, it's gathering weight, and it's about to crush every single one of us. You think our way of life has changed right now. Just wait till the coming months unfold. If South Korea and Singapore are a guide, medical and electronic privacy are about to be cast aside. About to be? It already is cast aside. They're hunting down New Yorkers in Rhode Island to keep Rhode Islanders safe from New Yorkers. Hunting them down, going door to door, knocking on doors, asking questions, pulling motorists over if you have a New York license plate. It's the end of freedom. This is what's going on. They don't want you to be free. They don't want you to be healthy. They want you to turn to the government. They want you to be a victim. They want you to take the vaccine. It would not surprise me if they made the vaccine mandatory. That's where they're heading toward. You saw that video I did a couple days ago on Bill Gates. Bill Gates is saying, and maybe we should give them a vaccine certificate so that if they want to travel, they got to produce their vaccine certificate. Look, I've been vaccinated. I can fly this plane. I can get on this mass transit train. You don't produce it, maybe you don't get a license. Oh, they won't renew your license. Guess what? Maybe we need to rise up and say, I don't need your permission to drive. I don't need your permission to have a personal protection device. How about that? How about we throw off all chains as people sit there in their houses, scared, they're getting angry, they're getting frustrated. They're infuriated. They're desperate. And desperate people start to do desperate things. Governments know this, and that's why you're seeing all these tanks and all these Humvees and all this military equipment being dispersed in all states across the country. So leave your thoughts about this for the world and the Google Thought Police. I'll have a couple more videos later on today. Stay tuned because things are really, really getting interesting.